the battle against independent monetary policy, House threatens EMEFIELE. Banks to lawmakers, we are getting new banknotes and dispensing through ATMs. CBN sustains desensitization, the monitoring of cash swap policy, the Naira redesign project, seeks traditional rulers' support ahead of the January 21st deadline. Now we see that the House of Representatives has threatened to arrest Godwin Emefiele, the CBN governor, if he still stands on his ground that the January 31st deadline will not be altered. Now, the banks are saying to the lawmakers that they are getting new banknotes and dispensing through ATMs, but we get to see that Nigerians are still not able yet to access this cash. Now, if you say that you are dispensing new notes, who then are you dispensing these new notes to? Because Nigerians still go to the ATM and yet you still get old notes out of the automated teller machines. So where are the new notes that you have said are being dispensed, and yet Nigerians can access it, and we have a deadline for January 31st? Well, before we go into the details in full, we'd like to say a very big welcome to you all. If you are joining us for the very first time, please do well to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. To all of our existing subscribers, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our posts as they come your way. Thank you and God bless you. Now into the details in full. There appears to be a raging battle against the independence of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, with the House of Representatives threatening to arrest the CBN governor, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, over his insistence that the January 31st deadline for phasing out the old 200 naira, 500 naira, and 1000 naira banknotes will not be altered. Now, the CBN has operational and monetary policy independence. In fact, Section 1(3) of the CBN Act 2007 states, in order to facilitate the achievement of its mandate under this Act and the Banks and Other Financial Acts, and in line with the objective of promoting stability and continuity in economic management, the bank shall be an independent body in the discharge of its functions. But apparently, going against the provisions of the law and in clear pursuit of personal interest, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Femi Gbanjamiela, yesterday threatened to invoke relevant sections of the law to issue a warrant of arrest on Emefiele and bank chief executive officers should they refuse to appear before its ad hoc committee that was set up to interrogate the central bank and the CEOs on the Naira redesign project and the January 31st deadline. Now, Femi Gbanjamiela insisted that CBN must heed the call of Nigerians and allow the old bank notes to remain in use alongside the newly redesigned currencies, so as not to jeopardize the economy and impoverish the people. Now, threatening that he would contact the Inspector General of Police to issue the arrest warrant next Tuesday, Gbanjamiela noted that the CBN Act mandated the bank to redeem the face value of the recalled currency upon demand, even after the expiration of the notice of recall. Now, he vowed that notwithstanding the deadline imposed by CBN, the House would see to it that the provisions of the law were followed in full. Informing lawmakers why the CBN governor did not appear before the committee yesterday, Gbanjamiela said he was in possession of a letter from the Apex Bank that Emefiele had traveled on a trip with President Muhammadu Buhari to Dakar, Senegal, and would not be available for the meeting. Gbanjamiela added that instead of the House adjourning plenary to February 28 for the elections as previously planned, the lawmakers would reconvene next Tuesday to take an action against Emefiele if he failed to show up. The Speaker said the refusal by the CBN governor to heed the invitation by the House of Reps is evidence of a blatant disregard for the well-being of the Nigerian people who are their customers. It is also an insult to the authority and the prerogatives of the People's Parliament. Therefore, I will, pursuant to the authority conferred by Section 89 1D of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Order 1921 of the Standing Orders of the House of Representatives, not hesitate to issue a warrant to the Inspector General of the Nigerian Police Force to compel the attendance of the CBN or managing directors who fail, refuse, or neglect to respond to the summons by the House of Representatives. The House of Representatives recognizes the CBN's authority to determine the country's legal tender and to recall currency with reasonable notice, subject to the approval of the President. Now, the House is also aware that Section 23 of the CBN Act mandates the central bank to redeem the face value of the recalled currency upon demand, even after the expiration of the notice of recall. Notwithstanding the deadline imposed by the CBN, this House will see to it that this provision of the law is honored in full. Meanwhile, some commercial banks yesterday told the House of Representatives that they were bound by the guidelines of the CBN as their regulator in the implementation of the cash swap policy. The banks, in a meeting with the ad hoc committee of the House of Representatives set up to interface with them on the withdrawal of old notes, also said that they got allocations of the new Naira notes from the CBN and dispensed same to their customers through their automated teller machines. Now, the banks, represented by their various staff, took turns to respond to the issues, saying that the January 31st deadline of the CBN is still sacrosanct. They said due to the cashless policy, they were not expected to collect as much money as deposited with the CBN, stressing that the public should first understand the importance of the cashless policy. Now, the bank revealed that presently the new Naira notes could only be accessed through the ATMs and not across bank counters. The representative of Access Bank, Adiza Amboza, said, "We are collecting the money and loading them into the ATMs as quickly as we get them. We are doing the best we can up until the deadline." Similarly, the representative of Lotus Bank, Mohammed Abdul, said, "On the issue, we have been receiving the new notes and returning the old notes. However, in the last few weeks, it's been insufficient. We receive an average of 40 million Naira weekly for our banks in Abuja." Now, for Sterling Bank, its representative Orlando Umoren said, "Looking at the issue on ground, the CBN presents allocations to banks. Whether or not this allocation is sufficient is a different ball game. As I speak with you, all our ATMs are dispensing." Well, that is it on the details of today's report. Until we'll come your way next time with more news happenings, please do well to stay safe. Bye-bye.